Shoveling inside. Morgan Jensen. Another pretty dish for Novak and a high percentage finish.
The first week of the Big Ten season found 5 teams from the conference rated in the top 25, including the University of Michigan at number 18. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Inside Michigan Basketball. I'm your host, Matt Shepard. The Wolverines won 10 of their first 12 games. They extended their home winning streak to 8 in a row, and they had 3 players ranked in the top 21 in the Big Ten in scoring. All that as Penn State invaded Chrysler Center for the first Big Ten game of the season Thursday night.
So that somebody comes into your house and they don't respect your house, you let them know right away. That doesn't happen. You got to get the hell out of whose house? Our house. So tonight, they are in whose house? Our house. So let them know the rules and let them know that we are protecting our house.
Wolverines start with an Evan Smotrich 15-foot jumper to take an early 2-0 lead. But they would start 1 of 6 from the floor before catching a little groove, led by Tim Hardaway's leaner off the glass.
Hardaway drives to the elbow, spins mid-post, lays it off the glass and through.
I like to see that from Tim Hardaway. He did not settle for the 3 there.
That was followed by back-to-back Trey Burke steals and layups.
Tried to give it to Frazier, knocked away by Burke again. He'll take it right at Frazier, scoop and score.
U of M would later start to pull away on consecutive triples, first by Stu Douglas and then by Smotrich.
Hesitation dribble right side. Smotrich for 3. Got it. From the right wing, Evan Smotrich gives Michigan back-to-back 3s.
The Nittany Lions would try to stay close behind Tim Frazier's 10 first-half points, but the Wolverines closed the half on a 13-5 run thanks to Hardaway's high percentage shots, courtesy of Zach Novak.
A ball fake and a drive, a bounce pass. Hardaway Jensen!
We really started getting to the basket. I mean, Tim was getting to the rack, and we were getting great finishes. And when you get layups, I mean, those are high percentage shots.
Hardaway scored the first 6 of the second half for Michigan, 2 drives and 2 free throws, giving U of M its largest lead of 18. They would keep it right around that margin throughout the second half. Hardaway did it all.
Backdoor. Oh, Smotrich to Hardaway for the jam.
Just trying to find different ways of scoring, taking what the defense gives me, and you know, Trey Burke and Stu Douglas doing a great job in getting into the paint and find me in slashes, backdoor cuts, and just trying to find me behind the defense.
They tried to double me off some of the pick and rolls, and it was just my job to stay poised and stay calm out there.
Michigan wins it in a rout over the Nittany Lions, 71-53.
To be a bit, top team in the Big Ten, you got to protect your own court. You can't lose at home, give up that advantage. And this is a good stepping stone for us, but we got a good test on Sunday. We got to bounce right back. We only got 2 days to prepare, so Coach will get us ready.
We have moved from John Beilein's locker room to his practice facility office after the win over Penn State, in an impressive one. A nice way to start the Big Ten season for you.
Yeah, we were pleased with that. I think getting a home game is always a good advantage to just start your season. And then we saw a young Penn State game, and I worried about us looking past them a little bit. I worried about having a freshman point guard out there playing in the Big Ten. No worries after that game. We played pretty well today.
Okay, 7 assists for Trey Burke, but maybe the most impressive number is the one underneath the turnover column, 0.
Yeah, 0. Yeah, I mean, it's really big. They gave him a lot of different looks. He's got to handle some things, but he really sees the floor very well. We probably should have had about 10 assists. He saw some guys. We didn't knock down some shots. But I just love the way he embraces being coached, Matt, and that's a big quality to have.
We get wrapped up in Tim Hardaway's season best 26 points, but John Beilein said to his club afterwards, Tim Hardaway went 1 for 7 from three-point range. I thought, where are you going with this, Coach? Yeah. And he said, that means he's attacking the rim, and that's something you've been preaching.
He had 26 points. He wouldn't have done that in the past. Now it was, he might have taken 10 shots or something like that, and 7 of them were threes. So he's starting to learn that people are going to come out, and he is very good around the rim finishing. We even posted him up tonight one time. So he can do some things in there, and we just got to keep making his game to be as diverse as possible.
It's interesting. We saw so many guys deliver. Now, you didn't have a season high in assists like you had against Bradley, but still, a lot of guys really feeding each other. Very unselfish. Zach Novak with some really good passes. Smotrich with some backdoor feeds on a bounce pass.
We're really fit. We really, we try to recruit that, man. We try to recruit guys that really feel the game and can see the whole floor. And we demonstrated that several times tonight. I still think the best is yet to come when we really start shooting the ball at a high level.
It's always interesting when Coach Beilein is talking to his team after a game, everyone looking up at him, wondering who he's going to pick to sing the victors. This time, he chose Matt Vogrich. Matt Vogrich came in, gave you some valuable minutes, and so did Blake McClimans.
Yeah, Matt got this. Matt has been coming off the bench and struggling, just hit that first shot. Man, it is so hard to do that, to come off and do it. You got to have a special quality. And while I was talking to Tim, just to tell Tim to settle down a little bit, to maybe take better shots, I looked around and Matt Vogrich already knocked one in. Then the second half, Stu looked like he was tired, took him out. I looked around, I just sat down, and Matt makes another one. So that's the type of mindset I want him to come in the game with, that he's a hired gun that can go in and knock down shots.
9 consecutive wins for John Beilein and the Wolverines. They've won 5 of the last 6 against Penn State and 16 of the 18 overall meetings against the Nittany Lions at Chrysler Center. Stay with us. When we come back, we find out if Coach Beilein and the Wolverines can make it a 2-0 start as they tangle with Minnesota on Sunday afternoon. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you in part by Absol Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. And by State Farm, for auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state. Wolverines have made it a strong point to stay strong at home all season long. Make Chrysler Center one of the more difficult places to win in all the Big Ten. They also wanted to avoid what they did a year ago, and that was a 1-6 Big Ten start. It was imperative they start well at home. Why? Well, because 4 of their first 5 games in conference play were at Chrysler Center, including Sunday's afternoon matchup with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Matt Park has the story.
Michigan opened 2012 with a contest against Minnesota, and the Wolverines offense started slow. It took over 5.5 minutes for U of M to make its first field goal, a three-pointer by freshman point guard Trey Burke.
Now Smotrich fakes a 3, back to Burke, open, triple, up, and in.
Trailing by 3, Michigan surged ahead with an 11-0 run, keyed by stifling defense and Burke shooting.
Here's Burke spinning against Welch, taking it strong, takes the contact, and hits it off the square.
I just felt like it was my job to, get into the paint, get Jordan Morgan involved, or hit the 3 or 4 foot jump shot, and that's what got us the win.
The Gophers went more than 7 minutes without a basket, but clawed to within 4 at the break, 23-19. Minnesota hit 6 of its first 7 shots to start the second half and tied the game at 35. But the Wolverines converted a huge 5-point possession to jump back in front.
On the wing, Tim Hardaway Jr. back to Douglas, straight on for 3 over Sampson. Book it! And a foul underneath. Smotrich was knocked to the deck. The offensive rebound. Man. Still cutting Novak. Right hand layup in. A 5-point trip thanks to the Minnesota foul.
U of M led by 7 with 6.5 minutes to play, but could not put away the pesky Gophers. Minnesota was within 1 in the final minutes when the Michigan defense and Tim Hardaway Jr. stepped to the fore.
Here's Hardaway. Hardaway Jr. steps into a long 2. 1 for 13. Wow. Who cares?
Wow.
Trey called the play, ran to my side, and J-Mo set a great screen for me. And Trey had the trust in me to pass me the ball. And, he just passed it. J-Mo gave me enough time, and I just pulled up and shot it in.
Trey Burke poured in a career-best 27 points, and Jordan Morgan snagged a career-high 12 rebounds. As Michigan moved to 2-0 in Big Ten play with a 61-56 win over Minnesota.
Shooting the ball like that in a Big Ten game to be able to get a win, that's just, speaks our toughness. And you got to look at Jordan Morgan, big double-double for us. I mean, things like that are just huge.
Hi, Matt Park here with head coach John Beilein after a 61-56 win over Minnesota today. And, Coach, it wasn't easy, but you guys fought through and made big plays down the stretch.
We had to. I mean, it's the Big Ten. We had to try to make big plays. You don't make big plays at this time of the year, at different times, you're not going to win. Doesn't mean you can't beat them again, but we had to have big plays. We had to have good stops. Tim hit a huge shot for us after having a tough night in between there, so we'll take it.
You guys did a nice job defensively in the first half, held them to 19 points in the second half. They started running some screens and got some threes to get within 1. What was the difference in what they did offensively?
Here's the thing. They're very, very selective with their three-point shooting. They're not shooting like we do, shoot a high-volume number of them, but they shoot them when they can make them. So that was, of all Tubby's teams I played, that seemed to be a team that was really the most patient with getting good shots every time down the floor. They really played smart with the basketball. It was tough to defend.
You had Jordan Morgan give you 12 rebounds today, which is career high. 6 of those were on the offensive glass. 15-7, you out-rebounded them on the offensive boards. It was a game plan coming in for you. Do you feel like that was the biggest key in the game for you?
Yeah, it probably was. You know, that it was one of the keys that he ended up getting 6 offensive rebounds. It just shows that he has not had some of the numbers that he had last year at this time, and where everybody's trying to figure it out. And I think he figured out a big part of it today. It was a great effort area for him.
Trey Burke, 27 points today, a career high, 8 for 11 from the floor. He had a bunch of free throws, made both of his threes. You get tired of watching this kid grow up before your eyes?
No, I don't get tired of it at all. It's just really good to have him on the team. He's got, you know what, he's got great teachers on the team. Stu, Zach, Tim, Evan, J-Mo, they all are helping him learn what it's like to be a Michigan Wolverine. And he's just absorbing every bit of it. The coaches are coaching him, but he's got great teammates, and that really helps him, you know, prosper at a very young age.
Tim Hardaway was 1 for 13 in the game before he hit that shot at the end that iced it. A kid taking a shot like that, even on a day when he's struggling, says a lot about him, doesn't it?
It says a tremendous amount about him. And we told him in the timeout, too, prior to that, Tim, you're still shooting it when you're open. So he'd had a rough night with guarded with open shots, and then he took a couple right now he probably would rather have back. But at the same time, he didn't have to want to take that one back. That one's right down the middle. It was a great screen by Jordan Morgan.
This week coming up doesn't get easier. 2 ranked opponents. You go to Indiana Thursday night, and then Sunday afternoon, welcome Wisconsin here. What does this week look like for you? What are the keys for your team as you face these 2 top 25 teams?
Well, number one thing is to get a rest right now. Monday is going to be an off day. They're only therapy. There's nothing else going on. They need to rest right now. Tuesday and Wednesday, we got to get ready for it. I don't care if Indiana is 1-17, let alone 17-1, or whatever they are. They're 13-1. They're 1-3. It's tough to win there. And now they're 13-1. They got a tremendous team. We're going to have to play high-level basketball. I think our kids are looking forward to the opportunity. We got 2 Indiana kids. We got more Indiana kids that are committed to us and or have signed letters of intent. There's a lot of interest in our guys to go down to Indiana, see what we can do.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Matt, thanks a lot. Stay with us. His last name might be a challenge for some to say, but his game speaks loud and clear. And welcome back. The Michigan women's basketball team started 2012 much like they finished 2011. If you recall, the last regular season game of the year, Kevin Borseth's club went into Champaign-Urbana and with under a second to go got a tip-in to beat the Illini, then lost to that same squad in round 1 of the Big Ten tournament. This year, the Big Ten season opened in Champaign with the Wolverines and the Illini. Anthony Polidano has more.
Michigan trying to build upon their program best 11-2 start and go 4-0 in Champaign under Kevin Borseth. The Wolverines starters set the tempo early, dominating much of the first half.
Got it to go, and the foul.
Senior Carmen Reynolds led U of M with 9 first-half points to get within 1 point of a career milestone.
Kicks it back for Reynolds for a 3 on the left side. It's good. Carmen Reynolds triples.
The U of M defense was stifling early as Illinois players not named Charisma Penn were combined 0 for 16 from the floor in the opening half and had a stretch of nearly 10 minutes without a make from the floor. Throw in Jenny Ryan's 5 first-half steals, and it all added up to a 32-15 halftime advantage for the Maize and Blue.
Finally comes away with the ball. The Big Ten leader in steals. Come up with another one. Long lob ahead to Thompson. Right wing fires the 3, and it's through.
You know, we didn't want to be passive like we probably were last year, and so we came in with a different mindset this year, and our defense leads to our offense, so that was basically the game plan going in, and we executed it.
Early on in the second, Reynolds took care of history, becoming the 22nd Wolverine to reach 1,000 career points.
I'm just very relieved to get it out of the way, and I will never forget the exact position I was in. It was an assist from Rachel, right-handed layup. Yeah, so it's really exciting.
Penn and the rest of the Illini tried to make some inroads on the Wolverines in the second half, but the team could get no closer than 13 points as the Michigan bench behind Kendra Cito and Sam Arnold helped the Wolverines shoot 48% after the break.
Big answer for Sam Arnold.
As Michigan would go on to the 70-50 win in the Big Ten opener.
It's through. Good night, Illini.
With an impressive win. I thought our kids sold the farm right from the get-go. Had a great first half, especially defensively, and makes the ride home a lot sweeter.
Courtney Boylan finished with 14 points in the win at Illinois, marking the 12th time in 14 games that the senior has finished in double figures this year. Generously listed at 5'7", the Wolverines' smallest player has done the majority of her damage not from the safety of the perimeter, but inside.
I guess I've always been the smallest player, but I think in my head I don't realize it or how small I actually am.
I mean, her ability to score in the traffic, in the lane against 6'4", 6'5" players is unbelievable. I have to guard her every day, and she's one of the few players that I truly say it's impossible to guard her. You never know what move she's going to do. She has a fadeaway that no one can guard.
Basket by Courtney Boylan.
One thing about her, you think because she's 5'6", you could like swat her shot away. You can't. She releases that ball so quick before you even have a chance to try to block it.
Make shots that people say, oh boy, that was a tough one. But you know what? That's Courtney. She makes tough shots because she did that all through her high school career. She's done that a considerable amount here. It seems like sometimes the tougher the shot, for her the easier it is, if that makes any sense, but that's kind of what that's her makeup.
Boylan spent almost her entire first 3 seasons at Michigan coming off the bench, earning just 1 start in her first 76 career games. But when Nia Jordan went down with a knee injury last season, Boylan was ready.
Nobody really had any idea who was going to start for Nia. And then, like, literally right before tip-off, I found out. And then ended up having a good game.
And then when her opportunity came, she was ready. And she answered immediately when we played Iowa last year, and she answered through the whole year. So Courtney's a worker, which is really good.
Coach always said, you know, you have to work while you wait. And that's just something that I tried to do each year is, you know, whether I was playing a lot in a game or not, I just tried to get in the gym and improve my game.
Now that she has the opportunity, starting and playing really well, playing a lot of minutes, she just has that confidence. And I know I notice her presence when she's not on the court. I can notice it.
This year, Boylan has made over 50% of her shots from the floor while shooting 85% from the charity stripe. The diminutive guard is leading the team in scoring and is second in rebounds. While most college seniors might be thinking about their future, Boylan is very much staying in the moment, holding on to the game she loves as long as she possibly can.
I really do want to carry out basketball as far as I can because you spend so much time doing it. I still love the game so much and want to continue playing. So if I can do anything with basketball, I will.
For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Anthony Polidano.
Anthony, thanks. Next up for Kevin Borseth and the Wolverines, a road trip to East Lansing to take on the Spartans. Stay right there. When we come back, we'll be visited by a Michigan big man who plays like anything but. Evan Smotrich joins the show right after this. Basketball, our Alro Steel Iron Man of the Week, Evan Smotrich, the sophomore, is leading this team in rebounding at over 7 per game, is third on the club in scoring, and has been on fire as of late. Evan Smotrich is our Alro Steel Iron Man of the Week, and he now joins us. At one point, you had 3 consecutive games of double-doubles, and yet you had never had a career double-double prior to this season. How important is that to you, knowing you're not a selfish person, but it's nice to get that type of accomplishment?
Yeah, definitely great to be rewarded for playing hard, but, you know, just trying to do what I got to do, play hard, and let the rest take care of itself.
Where has your game improved most? I mean, you've always been a really good shooter. Tell me where your game has improved the most from last year to this year.
You know what? I tried to put on a little weight in the offseason, help me on the boards inside in the Big Ten. You know, put in a lot of work shooting, and, you know, it's thankfully paying off right now.
All right, weight is one thing, but good weight is another. You got a lot stronger, didn't you?
Yeah, our strength coach, John Sanderson, put together a good plan for me to really succeed in the offseason.
There's an underrated part of your game, and I think we saw it in the Big Ten opener against Penn State, and that is passing the basketball. Do you enjoy that part of the game?
Oh yeah, I think definitely got some work to do, clean up some turnovers, but definitely assists are just as rewarding. Seeing my guys dunk the ball, you know, it's fun.
Tell me what you like most about your ball club. Coach and I have talked numerous times about the versatility of you guys. You can use a lot of different guys at different times, at different positions. What do you like most about this team?
I mean, we got a lot of guys who can contribute in a bunch of different ways. You know, guys make plays. Someone's not shooting the ball well that night, they can, you know, mix it up, get to the rim. I think we got a lot of guys who can you know, contribute. It's fun to play when you got guys that you can rely on them like that.
You had an opportunity to play at a lot of different places. Why did you choose Michigan? I mean, you're from Massachusetts. Why not stay closer to home? Why come here to Ann Arbor?
Oh, I love the weather here. That was the main factor. Nah, I'm just kidding. But I mean, just really fit me. Style of play. I love the big school feel, the tradition. Great coaching staff. Great team to play with. It makes playing the game fun.
Do you feel like you and the guys in your class, and Zach Novak, Stu Douglas, others who are a little bit older, are creating a new tradition here at Michigan as well?
Oh yeah, I think definitely with our playing style, we just try to, you know, play our game. I think we're able to give teams different looks at times, and I think we're tough to play against when we're playing D and rebounding.
I would assume when you talk about tradition, you also mean tradition in other sports at Michigan. Tradition like at football and in hockey as well. Do you get a chance to go out, hang out with some other athletes in different sports, or what's that like?
Oh, definitely. I mean, not only hanging out with other athletes, a bunch of great student athletes in Michigan, but you know, games are obviously exciting. You know, football games, hockey games, everything. It's good being a part of a school where all the teams are so good.
Congratulations on a really nice season so far. We look forward to watching you and your team grow throughout the rest of this season.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate
Evan
it.
Smotrich, who is our Al Rose Steel Ironman of the Week. We're glad you could join us for this week's edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. We invite you back next week, where we'll preview 2 games against 2 top 25 programs, Indiana and Wisconsin. Until then, I'm Matt Shepard saying so long and go blue. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you in part by AT&T. When you can go faster, you are free to do more. AT&T. Get it faster with 4G. Rethink possible. And by the new University of Michigan C.S. Mott Children's Hospital and mottchildren.org. Our new state-of-the-art children's hospital is now open for your family. Home floor, and they've done just that. The most recent victory over the 18th ranked Wisconsin Badgers. Hi everybody, and welcome to Inside Michigan Basketball. The head coach joins us, and the Badgers, a team that comes in so disciplined, so methodical, and yet you guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball, outplayed them from start to finish. Must have felt great.
Well, I'm happy you feel that way. I mean, it's really great to beat them because we have had troubles with them. They don't beat themselves. It's a great model for us, our kids, to understand why they're in the NCAA tournament every year. So give Wisconsin a lot of credit, but I was really happy the way we played as well.
How good did it feel? Because you had never beaten the Badgers. Zach Novak, Stu Douglas, your co-captains, had never beaten them. It was the first time since January of '06 since Michigan had the upper hand.
Well, I just, like you said, it's a compliment to them that I feel good about it. But in the long run, it is just another win. That we're glad we can get it. But it is a great win. From a standpoint, they're all great. Yeah. But Wisconsin, I have so much admiration for their program. It is one that for today, right now, before we move on to Northwestern, it was a good one.
And we'll talk about the Wildcats a little bit later on. This is how consistent the Badgers have been in Bo Ryan's 11 years in Madison. Just 4 times now, just 4. They've lost 3 games in a row. Michigan gets the job done, and you do it in a number of different ways. We talked about the defensive side of things, the hustle, the intangibles with Zach Novak, Tim Hardaway, and guys, Stu Douglas, scrapping and clawing on the floor.
We played really hard. You have to. You're not going to beat Wisconsin if you do not. We really played hard. We had a lot of floor burns out there today. We got guys getting on the floor that have never gotten on the floor, and at least we got some other guys thinking about it. But there's no thinking with Novak. He's there first. But Douglas is there now. And Trey Burke is getting there. That's really big when your backcourt is playing like that.
It was interesting because during halftime I went over and I talked with Rich Maloney, the baseball coach here at Michigan, and he talked about how much he admires Zach Novak.